We were talking about the mammoth, and it has hair. There are different kind of things. It says here about the mammoth, it's not living anymore. They are all died out. Bum bum. The word mammoth is from Russia. So there we have a Russian connection. They have found a lot of teeth and stødtænder. That's what it's called in Denmark. The big teeth are called stødtænder. And stød is actually, you know, when you get in the electric system, if you touch an electric fence, we say in Denmark, you get stød. It's when you are hit with some electricity. A lot of found of those teeth and bones. And there are also many stories. Those they have found have been frozen in the ice. So there's again a connection to something with the cold and freeze. Bum, 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 bum. Some has been found in Denmark, it says. And it says there were some who survived a race of smaller mammoths on an island called Wrangel Island. Wrangel is the name they have given some very popular cowboy pants. But uldhåret is hair like wool, like the sheep's fur. And then it says it is meant to genetic come from the steppe mammoth. And steppe, there we have the word for the step dance we know Bush made in the pet goat. There's something with steppe. Steppe is also some kind of a field. They meant it died out because of climate and vegetarian changes. So that fits fine into climate change also. Possibly in combination with hunting. So that fits also fine into that we are some people who have been put out in the dark side of life, who feel very strong that we have been hunted and there have been made climate changes in our family environment. And here it says they probably died because of genetic meltdown. So there is a hint to breaking down, and some genes, genetic, people are breaking down. So that fits fine with if you are a hunted family and treated extremely bad, you could end up to break down and melt down as a person and maybe end in the psychiatric system. Well, what they say about the mammoth fits fine into a targeted individual situation. And it mentions something with genetic mutations that they also talk a lot about in today's world. We know from studies of butterflies, here they mention butterflies also, which they say they are a brainwashing program, the Butterfly Project. Interesting. If a population became too small and isolated, it would die out. So that fits fine with that some people are treated very, very bad, and if you are a person who are treated bad and not fair by others or by your country, your system, then it's very, very normal that a person like that ends up to isolate, and they will not have a big group around them, and they will end up to die. They will end up to die with having no connections. You can say before it became extreme for my life and my life situation, where I ended up to pull myself back and isolate. I had got children, so it doesn't mean that they didn't get me so early, so I didn't manage to bring my genes further in the world. So that could be a positive thing for me or my children and grandchildren. But forward DNA science can very well reveal if it was that what happened to the mammoth. But they meant in Siberia, of course it's 1200, so there's the symbolism for 3 rings and the first child, the birth. Siberia is the cold part of Russia. The mammoth, they meant the mammoth lived underground and they died if they saw the light of the day. So here they make some kind of fun with the light and the dark. They meant it's some kind of mythology. They meant the mammoth was a kind of overnatural creature, some kind of a troll. And here they mention 4,000. You can say a lot about 4,000. And they mention human hunt again. And the cause was climate change. But these mammoth teeth, they look extremely much like a boot, a shoe kind of thing. But we also see mammoth word used in some kind of switch nature clothes, and on their homepage for the clothes they make, there's a line said mind control. More than a climbing route, mind control. So they're a connection to mind control and the mammoth, so maybe I was not totally wrong when I mentioned that when they wrote about the butterfly also. And we also see here the red line. There are some sayings about the red line. If you find the red line, maybe you understand your life better, or you can see why things are the way they are. But they have chosen the round ring at the logo, the dark background, and the red, the blood, and the red ring. We have also seen, oh, it's many videos back. Probably some of those I have deleted or taken away again. I have not deleted them. I still have them in my system, but not on YouTube. I remember there were a book called God's Plan where they had this round red dot in the front page. Yeah, what would I say there? It's on an address where they have the 5, and we know the 5 and 5 rings, something with money. There are also the 57 and 03, that's also numbers. The 03 again. I have to make this 3 video, this video about the number 3, but Moon, Miss Universe this year, the winner, she wore at in this competition, she wore a costume where she wears some kind of a crown, and on her back she carries all these stars, and they hold the universe actually, almost. The moon and the moon universe she is carrying, and it was very heavy. You could see her. It was hard for her to walk around with it, but of course they have made that to symbolize things. It's not just something they have figured out they would do to her, but we have the connection to Miss, and Miss is what you call women when they are not married. So it could be a hint to that the women who live at the dark side of life, maybe who are dark in the mind, and their crown really are being heard. They are misses, and maybe they will never be more than Miss women. But there were this Miss Universe competition, there were this background, and I've found that it looks very similar to the person who made those false teeth to all the rappers that has been so popular. I might have shown it at one of the last videos because it's not coming here, so I have talked about that. But the Mammut, something else called Mammut, I think it's something with a book or a place where you can buy a bookshop on the internet, but they use Mammut words, and we see this is a book, and it looks like it's something to do with a couple or a man and a woman, and something very intimate, with a man and a woman coming close together. And we also, I found this from one of the person they say had been in space, and here he shows how honey are acting in space, and he takes this bottle of honey and opened it, and then he whirl it around. And when I see this kind of shape here, I really are thinking about the connection between the mom and the child in the womb. Now time has gone again, so we may make a number 3 here in this series.